Hello viewers, good evening once again and welcome to our channel Naija Pikin. Do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel and also make logistic comments on how we can improve our video. Today we'll be dealing with biochemistry, and under biochemistry we'll be looking at the pancreas and the insulin. So the pancreas, do not mind my diagram, there are better diagram than this, but this is how the pancreas looks like. The pancreas is a heterocrine gland. Please, you always make these jots so that you get what we're doing. The pancreas is an heterocrine gland which is subdivided into the exocrine gland and the endocrine. So do not forget, the pancreas is an organ that is responsible for producing insulin through the alpha and beta cells, these clusters you see here. So we're going to explain it in details and why the body is being able to produce insulin. So it's an heterocrine gland that is subdivided into the exocrine gland and the endocrine gland. The pancreas constitutes of this exocrine gland and the endocrine gland. The exocrine gland has 99% of the total amount of cells that is found inside the pancreas, while the endocrine gland has just 1%. So the substance or the particular embodiment of cells that the exocrine gland produces is called acini, while the endocrine gland, we have the alpha cells, the beta cells, and sometimes the delta cells that are found. Clusters of these are found in the pancreas that produces both glucagon, insulin, C-peptide, amylin, and what have you. So we're now going to see why insulin is being produced in the body. Insulin is a hormone which is produced by the endocrine gland, specifically the pancreas. Inside the pancreas we have alpha cells and beta cells that are responsible for producing insulin, which regulates the blood sugar if it is high. And also there is also glucagon, which is able to has the responsibility of reducing a reduced blood sugar. It triggers the production of glucagon that helps to regulate a reduction in blood sugar. So after knowing this, I said the heterocrine gland is divided into the exocrine gland and the endocrine gland. The exocrine gland is 99% of the total amount of the substance you find in the pancreas, while the endocrine gland just constitutes just 1%. Now as we know this, so now we are focusing on what produces insulin. We're talking about the pancreas and insulin, mind you. This is the topic for today, the pancreas and the insulin. How insulin is being produced in the body. What are the steps into which the body is able to produce insulin? So before insulin is produced, I told you the endocrine gland constitutes alpha cells and beta cells. So let's keep our focus on this, the alpha cells and the beta cells. So the alpha cells are responsible for producing glucagon. So if you always want to remember alpha cell, glucose is gone. So you always remember when there is low glucose in the blood, so the alpha cells produces glucagon. Why beta cells produces insulin when there is high blood sugar. So what triggers the production of insulin? I told you when you have a high blood sugar, so it is called hyperglycemia. So this is the stimulus for the production of insulin by the beta cells. So you see this cluster of cells shows you the conglomeration of alpha cells and beta cells and even delta cells, and they constitute just 1%. So the conglomeration of all these cells is called islet of Langerhans. So please, let's always jots so that we'll know this. I told you the pancreas is made up of is a heterocrine gland that is divided into endocrine and exocrine gland, where the endocrine gland constitutes just 1%, which have the alpha and beta cells. So the conglomeration or the constituent of these alpha, beta cells and even delta cells form the islet of Langerhans. So we are responsible to know that beta cells are responsible for producing insulin. So what triggers the production of insulin? As I said, the stimulus is hyperglycemia, when you have high blood sugar. In the case of glucagon, when the blood sugar is low, the endocrine gland produces alpha cells that are responsible to trigger the production of glucagon. So low blood sugar, you have hypoglycemia. Mia, whenever you see this word, it means blood. Hyper, high. Hypo, low. Low blood sugar, high blood sugar. So we now know this. We now know that the stimulus that is responsible for producing insulin is hyperglycemia. It triggers the endocrine gland to produce insulin that is able to regulate the high blood sugar. So after knowing this, now let's go down. Since we now know that beta cells of the islet of Langerhans are responsible for producing insulin as a result of the stimulus hyperglycemia. So that means when the glucose level is high, the body, which particular part of the body, which is the pancreas, is responsible to produce beta cells that will produce insulin. So now let's go and see how the beta cell would look like. Please always jot these things down. Sorry, I'm wiping because of the bird, so do not forget this, please. So now let's zoom into a beta cell and let's see what happens. Let's zoom into a beta cell and let's see what happens. Okay, this is my channel. Okay, yeah. Have another channel here. So you need a lot of understanding about biochemistry. So when you read, you'll be able to understand what we are talking about. So do not forget to understand that the stimulus for the production of insulin is hyperglycemia. So I'm zooming into a beta cell, which is responsible for the production of insulin. Zooming in. Now let me see. Okay. Okay. Mitochondria. Let me see. Okay. Have my DNA. Okay, good. My beta cell. Okay, I think yes, the calcium. Yeah, should be here. Okay, so now we want to see how, mind you, this is my blood vesicles, the bloodstream. Okay, good. This is just an illustration of how the beta cell will look like. I told you the trigger for the production of insulin is an increase in blood glucose. An increase in blood glucose will cause the production of insulin. So before the production of insulin, something has to stimulate the production of insulin, which is hyperglycemia. Please do not forget, I keep repeating it, hyperglycemia. When the blood sugar is high, the beta cell is stimulated. How is it stimulated?